James Villa from On Tour Monthly. We're here at the Burbank Bar and Grill in Burbank, California, and we're here to talk to Luis Villegas of Heavy Mellow.
This is Luis Villegas from Heavy Mellow. Heavy Mellow is a band that consists of 3 members. Benjamin Woods, who is the founder and the creator of the band. Myself, Luis Villegas, the other guitar player, and our percussionist, who is Mike Bennett, who also doubles as the drummer in Richie Kotzen's band right now. And that's in a nutshell. Those are the 3 musicians that play in Heavy Mellow. We play metal classics on flamenco guitars. That's music by Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Ozzy Osbourne, Megadeth, Metallica, but with flamenco guitar arrangements. All these things are arranged for flamenco guitar and cajon, and it creates a pretty interesting sound because if you're in the audience and you're familiar with these tunes, you can get into it because you know the songs, you know the melodies, and maybe you don't know the name of the song, but you know the melody, and you're like paying attention, and you go, oh, that sounds like, you know, Ronnie James Dio, or that sounds like Black Sabbath. But if you don't know anything about metal, and you happen to, you know, be listening to Heavy Mellow, to us performing, then people just think it's really beautiful flamenco guitar playing. So it kind of works in our favor doing this, because we get a kind of a wider audience that way. Right. Him and I both started on electric guitar. We both played metal in our, you know, teenage years and into our early 20s. And at that point, we kind of both went into our own versions of flamenco. He went into a more traditional type of flamenco guitar playing, which is, you know, just the actual traditional style that comes from Spain, employing dancers and employing singers, and I, on the other hand, went into a more fusion-oriented, more flamenco-inspired. I learned a lot of flamenco techniques, you know, right-hand techniques, thumb techniques, rasgueado techniques, picado techniques, and kind of infused them with jazz and kind of more modern type of songwriting. And I did original material that way. Released a few albums in the mid-90s and early 2000s. And Ben, you know, learned that traditional style of flamenco guitar playing, but he also, as you mentioned, formed a band called Flametal, which really was the ultimate fusion of heavy metal and flamenco, because it was really traditional flamenco rhythms with thrash metal. And it was a band. It was a band with a drummer and a bass player, an electric guitar player, and flamenco dancer, and with Benjamin on flamenco guitar. And this was all original material. I think it was a really unique, original concept that I don't think has been equaled by any other band that I know of. But at one point, he decided he wanted to just make it a much more streamlined type of band, and just use 2 flamenco guitars and a percussionist. And at one of the Flametal albums that he recorded, and actually he recorded this on his own without the other Flametal members, was an album called Heavy Mellow, which exactly was heavy metal songs, you know, back, you know, from the 70s, 80s, and with flamenco arrangements. And that was kind of the birth of this band, Heavy Mellow. My memory is not that good, but we haven't known each other that long. I'm gonna say I've known him for about 4 or 5 years, maybe 6. When he first moved down to LA from the Bay Area, and he just started, he saw me performing at a place called Cafe Sevilla down in Long Beach. That's when I first met him. Good thing you asked me that, because right now I was just thinking of Gates of Babylon by Rainbow, and that's one of the songs we play with Heavy Mellow, and that's one of my favorites. I also enjoy playing The Electric Eye, Judas Priest, Rainbow in the Dark by Dio, Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath. Look at that, 3 Dio songs in a row. What else do I like playing? Bark at the Moon, Ozzy's Bark at the Moon. I don't know, I have fun every time we play. They're either songs that I love to play or songs that are difficult to play. And I like the difficult songs too, but in a different way. Next few months, we have a benefit concert that we're going to be doing at the Hard Rock Cafe in Hollywood, California in October. We have another cruise coming up in December that's going to be going to Barbados. We're going back on the Monsters of Rock cruise in 2014, the end of March, playing with Quiet Riot and Rat. Jakey Lee's going to be there. And there's going to be a good lineup of bands. And we have some festivals in Europe that we're going to be doing also in 2014. So that's what we have in the next coming year. This is Luis Villegas from Heavy Mellow, and when I'm looking for exclusive content on my favorite bands, I go to ontourmonthly.com.